All right, good Tuesday morning. Thanks for checking out this Iowa forecast update here. Temperatures across the state generally in the 60s, lower 70s, so not cooling down too much. As we look at the wind for today, generally out of the southwest, about 5 to 15. We'll look at the high temperatures for today, generally in the upper 80s, lower 90s, with those apparent temperatures kind of looking at the heat index values up there near 95. So, definitely going to be imperative to wear very light clothing, drink plenty of water today. And in fact, even yesterday was very warm to the point that you need to drink plenty of water, or it was very easy to become dehydrated out there. As we get into later on tonight, we'll get down there generally in the 60s across northern Iowa, where you're going to see the storm risk. Down here across central to southeastern Iowa, where you're in the lower 70s or later on tonight, you're probably not going to see so much storm action. So as we go through the first half of the day, for sure, going to be dry, but as we get into the afternoon here, it's going to be about 2, 3 o'clock, maybe a few pop-up showers try to get going across northwest Iowa. So would rule out maybe a shower or a few sprinkles here by about mid-afternoon. However, the main activity, though, I don't think is really going to impact areas until around dark or after dark. So as we get into about 7 p.m. this evening, you'll notice still not a lot going on in terms of Iowa. There's some activity up there in Minnesota, but then as we get into about 7:30, 8 o'clock here, we'll get some storms developing here from northwest Iowa into north central Iowa, and that would be the line that I would definitely watch because that is where you're going to see that risk for some hail, some damaging winds, and wouldn't rule out an isolated tornado, but I think the main tornado risk here is from northeast Iowa into south central Wisconsin is where I think that main tornado risk will be at today. So as we go through about 9, 10 o'clock this evening, here's what it looks like. Pull it through about 11 p.m. and then through about 12 a.m. Wednesday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 a.m. Wednesday morning. Things are clearing out of here. So as we look at the total precipitation here, basically from tonight through Wednesday morning, looking at generally a quarter to a half in the green shaded areas, maybe even that area there across northeast Iowa of locally a half inch of rain. Otherwise, a quarter to a half elsewhere. As we look at the next shot of precipitation, which I think is going to be coming in here later Thursday night, possibly another round of some stronger storms here late Thursday night. As we get into about, I would say somewhere between 7 and 10 p.m., we get some storms developing from eastern Nebraska into western Iowa. They plow to the east into central Iowa overnight into Friday morning. Again, a main hail wind risk is kind of what we're going to be watching there. So we'll keep a close eye on that. As we look at high temperatures on Wednesday, generally in the 80s. So the big spike of heat hits today. Then as we head into tomorrow, we're back there into the lower middle 80s. We get into Thursday. Again, pretty much a carbon copy of what I was just talking about. 80s, pretty widespread. We get into Friday and especially into the weekend. We're going down there, I think likely down there in the lower 80s. So it's going to cool off a little bit. But then by Sunday and through early to mid part of next week, we're just staying in the 80s, but we're warming back up into the upper 80s here by around Sunday, Monday of this upcoming weekend and into early next week. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Hope you guys have a great day.